We are live for another Friday night pint, and we are going to be talking about Nuno's Espirito Santo's comments about his wacky, crazy, mental lineups he's been putting out, and he seems to explain and somewhat justify what the hell he's doing. And we'll be talking about should we be worried about his comments? For does it bode well what he said? I'm gonna try and play a little snippet, and we'll get into that. Paqueta. There's been an update in his trial against the FA. It's still ongoing, but some pretty good news for Paqueta in that regard. That and all the other goings on. So yeah, Scott and Ryan, the dream team, the dream three, the dynamic trio, I would say.
I like that. Dynamic trio. That's quite a good one, mate.
The reserves.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have you guys on. And yeah, honestly, yeah, people were talking about this Joe Rogan thing. Right? I see Randy put RIP, and Scott read it, and I was like, what? And then Matt Powell, I think Matt was one of the Matts. It was even Matt Powell. I think it was says like he's not dead. Yeah, I was like, oh right. Yeah. Randy decided to randomly put that out there. But yeah, hope you're all well. So let's get into it, right? This Nuno Espirito Santo, this lineup thing, right? We've all been very vocal about it. Scott, very, very vocal about it. Especially none of us rated it. None of us were happy with it. And we've been hoping after the Brentford game, we were like, yeah, he's not going to do that again. And he effectively did it again. And he's finally, someone asked him, like, what the hell? Like, why? Like, basically. So let me John, I'll play the clip and hopefully everyone can hear it and we can react to that of what he's actually said. And then we can sort of give our interpretations. But yeah, I had a watch of it earlier. All right, here we go. Sorry, Scott, your face is blocked by a QR code. In fact, right. Wait, let me yeah, there we go. I'll take that off just for this. Stick it above my head. Right. Okay. Oh fuck. You know what I probably didn't do? I probably didn't do the thing where you gotta say, I want audio. Also share the audio. Okay, it's default to share audio now. Good.
Come on, Dan. You're slacking.
Well, usually, remember it didn't default like to share. Now they've finally figured out. Oh, you can default share audio. Right, here we go. So here he is. I'll play mostly Nuno. I can't hear the fucking question.
The opposite sides.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of discussion about
terrible.
You're able to kind of give us a real insight into why he's changed so much, especially when
why has he changed?
It's something that doesn't please us. Something that personally I don't like. I would like to have found the solution earlier, and stick to it. But I think it's our obligation to try and find the solutions because the team is not producing. Yeah, we start with Andre, Thomas against Leeds. It didn't quite work. Second half better, so we are still looking, and I hope that we can solve all the problems faster than we are solving.
Why did you change it from?
Why did you change it?
That Everton game.
I've just happened because people can't hear. Can you hear it? The questions?
Just about.
Yeah, but then we went to Arsenal. Basically the same, didn't work out. Then came the international break. We had players come. Oh, many things that we thought that would work for the team. Many. We should have a conversation. Maybe I can explain to you. It's going to take a very, very long time. But honestly, I wish that we can stick with one and the team clicks and it goes well so we can move forward. I like routines. Unfortunately, we are not able to do it. And it's not easy for the players also. So I hope Sunday we find the team clicks, we play good, we compete well, and we stick it.
Quite a lot's been made about the athleticism of the
Yeah, I think that's so. He was asked about the lack of athleticism in the team after that, which is a fair and valid question because it is massively unathletic. Let me just put back in. So what I take from there, right, that he's basically saying, yeah, look, we're trying things, we're trying to find the team that works. So we're just basically experimenting, giving different players a chance. And I'd love to play the same team and settle the team, but we have to find the solutions because it's not good right now. Scott, you seem like you're fucking ready to go. What do you think, mate?
Mate, honestly, right? That is the lamest excuse I've ever heard to try and pick and justify having that midfield and the inverted fullbacks, 2 games on the spin. It's a pathetic excuse. Listen, any person who's watched West Ham and seen that team could have told you from day dot that midfield don't work and there's no reason to play inverted fullbacks. It's
that's it, innit, Scott? You play a right back, you play a left back. Yeah. I don't get why he's trying to do this. I don't know. I don't think he's trying to confuse the other team. He's confusing himself. He's confusing his own players. And I'm bang on. I agree with you about Souček and Irving as well. It's a joke of a midfield. How them two start 2 games in a row, I'll never know.
Well, I reckon he must have had a good old booze up during the international break and then picked both them teams while he was drunk. Because that's the only reason I could see that anyone picks them 2 sides. Honestly,
yeah. Because the guy quite rightly asked, he's like basically saying like, and I think they go on to question him like the Everton performance was good. Yeah. So why did you feel to change? He's like, yeah, but then the Arsenal performance wasn't so good. And he's basically using the Arsenal game to justify going, well, Magassa, you're out. We're going to go 3 in midfield and stick them 2 in. But then that doesn't justify the fact that the Brentford performance was terrible and he kept most of the same team. He kept the same. Well, in fact, he dropped Fernandes and kept. So those things. The worrying thing for me is as well when I said our worrying is there's that because he's picking he's seeing the wrong things, right? He's learning the wrong lessons, and to there's players that you should just know. Irving, he's not a starter. He's probably not even a sub, right? But the big thing for me is we can't afford Nuno to have the time and luxury to figure it out, to change, to try and get it right. We're in a relegation. Those 2 games have pissed away, and they were must win. So he's not going to have that luxury to keep each week doing a different team and experimenting. He just needs to look right. Who are the best players? The lady said it on the fan cam after Leeds. He see the team batter his team at Forest. He should have an idea of the youth. Yeah, he's the best left back. He knows Bowen's the best right winger. He kept him there. He said about Paqueta being a 10 in this press conference, and he plays him up front. And he said, we need him. He's a 10. He's a good 10. So, it's just keep it simple. Play the best team. Don't try and go crazy.
The thing is, what Nuno's doing at the moment is what you usually do during pre-season. And I know he wasn't with us in pre-season, but you don't do it in the Premier League, not especially in games where you can pick up points. I mean, you look at that second half last week against Leeds. I see in the press conference he said that we improved second half. Yes, when he took off Souček, when he took off Irvine, and he brought on Magassa, Fernandes, and Potts. So if he's ended that game and he's impressed with that, then surely we have to see them starting on Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The thing is, you right, as Steve's comments there, he said play well second half against Everton, and that should have been the template to build on. Right, exactly that. Now, in his press conference, he's contradicted his own thinking. Right, so he said, yeah, the Everton performance was good, but it weren't so good against Arsenal, so we had to change it. So you change it, and then that performance against Brentford isn't good, but then you don't change it again.
No.
So you're contradicting everything you're saying. Just come out and be honest and say you messed up and you ain't going to mess up like that again. And you won't see that midfield ever again. Because at the end of the day, it ain't rocket science. And we're seeing a manager complicating things when the answer is simple. The thing I agree with his press conference, individual battles and athleticism needs to improve because a lot of them players have got a lot to take account for. But like you just said, he's sitting there saying Paqueta's a 10, but he's played him as a false 9 twice. Yeah. It doesn't work. You're saying he said Bowen. He knows Bowen's his best right winger, so he plays Somerville on the right against a team like Leeds that's really strong down their left hand side. So you're playing Ollie Scarves, and as I said to you the other night, Dan, he's ruined Ollie Scarves. Absolutely ruined Ollie Scarves. Confidence in that kid's going to be shot. This injury is going to affect him really bad. Listen, the guy for me, he don't know what he's doing.
I mean, I said the other day, Scott, on post-match punt when we filmed it last week, I said he has to go back to basics. Go back to a back four, play Wan-Bissaka right back, Diouf left back. So he's going to have to stick with Kilman and Tadibo for the moment because obviously Mavropanos is out. But if you get someone in front of them to protect them, like a Magassa or a Potts, and then because the thing is we've got to stop doing is leaking goals. Stop conceding the goals. And then, we have the players like Bowen, Somerville, Paqueta. I think somehow we've got to get Wilson into this team as well. So it's who do we drop? I think we have to start Wilson on Sunday. He's going to be up for it. It's against his former club, but he's going to be up for it more because he wants to score goals and prove people wrong.
He was asked about Wilson. He said, all the platitudes, he's a good professional, all of that stuff. We're going to need him. Like, this is going to be the question mark because, like you said, right, against his old club, he scored a lot of goals for them against us. This is loud on, and we just see the problem of not having that striker. Like, if you're sitting there and saying how the important a 10 is, right, and the 10, it's a symbol of the team, then play a flipping 10 then. And play Paqueta there.
I think I read today about Callum Wilson that he's never played against one of these former teams before. He never played against Bournemouth or Newcastle because he was either out injured or whatever. But, so this will be the first time in his career that he will play against one of his former teams. So he's going to be up for it. And I just think that, as I said, Nuno's just got to go back to basics and he's got to start trusting the youth a bit more. And with that, I mean the likes of Potts, Fernandez as well. He's still young. Chuck him in there because what I see at the end of that Leeds game the other day, it was a lot more impressive than what I see over the previous two games.
Yeah.
So give him a chance. If it don't work, it don't work. But at least you can say, okay, I've tried it. And then he's got to try to find something else.
You know what? I was speaking to my Forest mate, Wolfie, shout out Forest Fan TV, and he was saying that Nuno wanted Magassa and Fernandez at Forest and was baffled why he's not played them. Like, going forward, he didn't play him against Brentford and Leeds, and he opted for a subpar midfield. Like these are players that he identified that he wanted, and for some reason, he's massively gone completely left field. But he also said that apparently Nuno, he's better after a pre-season, and he was better for Forest. He needs a pre-season. It's almost like he's treating these games as pre-season. It feels like doesn't it? Like it feels like what Potter was doing. Before.
He should have done the Arsenal game as pre-season.
Chris has just said there, like 4-2-3-1. What would you go for? So for me, the back four would be Wan-Bissaka, Tadibo, Kilman, and Diouf. And the two in midfield there, I would have Potts and Fernandez. Same. And then I'd have Bowen, Paqueta, Somerville, and Wilson up top.
The only thing I'd change are that I'm getting one of Kilman or Tadibo the fuck out of that team. Just get Igor.
Yeah, I don't know who you replace him with though. I don't know who we've got right at the moment.
I would just take a punt on Igor. Like, how much worse can he be than them two, Joe?
The guy can't listen. The guy's got at Brighton. He's got one of the worst stats for aerial duels.
Yeah, but how many aerial duels has bloody Kilman and Tadibo won?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Look how many set pieces we concede, mate. Look how many aerial duels that we lose.
Yeah, but then you're putting someone else in who's not going to benefit from that.
No, but the thing is,
add
mate,
anything to it.
Yeah, but those two need to be dropped. I know we can't drop both of them at the same time. We've got the luxury.
But you can't.
But what I'm saying is, hold up, Scott. Go on. Right? I'm not going to go on. Don't worry. One of them needs to be dropped. And both of them, really, but we're going to drop one because they need to kick up the arse. You can't keep putting in these lazy performances and still pull on the shirt to start each week. That's not they have to be shown that that's not good enough. We don't accept that. You're out. So if Igor goes in and he's just a shit, that's better than them being shit and starting every week.
Mate, I'd rather see Souček go back there. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
we know that's not going to happen, though. That's the
But
thing,
no,
isn't it?
but that's the thing. You know, this is how bad it is. Look, this Igor was a panic signing. It was a panic signing we needed because Agard left. You know, he's not been nowhere near the team since. And you reckon, look, I know we're in desperate times and we need some desperate measures, but is that guy going to be the answer? Very much doubt it. You know, it's now
No,
about just like you said, it's back to basics, winning the basics, doing the basics. None of this zonal marking crap. None of this putting someone who's 5'10" on marking someone who's 6'4", 6'5". It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Big fella marking the big fella and get the little fella either on the post or out of the poxy box. Do you know what I mean?
Do people even mark front and back post anymore, Scott? I ain't seen people do that for
This is the crazy thing, right? You look back at Leeds, yeah, their goal from the set piece. What is the point of having short ass Somerville, who ain't going to win nothing in the air, in the box? Either stick him up front so it keeps two defenders back, or put the geezer on the post.
Yeah.
Stick someone on the post, that goal don't go in.
No,
Yeah,
I agree, mate.
Basic
I
football.
agree.
Stop
Me
trying
and-
to be Pep. Pep's football shit. Right? We've learnt that. It's shit. Be the manager that's going to stand up and bring out your own style and rewrite how it is. Don't try and copy somebody else because it's crap. And if I see a kickoff again from our kickoff, go long to Souček, I'm going to do my nut.
Mate, when I did the watch along, right, and I see that kickoff, I was like, oh, Scott's going to do his nut. Now you see there's that kickoff. But you know what? Like, I was speaking to Scott on the phone the other night, and he made a really good point. He does do it sometimes. So I give him the credit for it. But, you know, the fact that, and it's, you know, and it was just bang on. We don't leave any players up the pitch, you know, when we're defending set pieces. So the opposition have just license to stick all their players and crowd our box. When, you know, if we got a few players back ready to counter,
always leave someone on the halfway line. You know, because then they've got to leave one or two of their players back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's bang on. And that we just put everyone in the box and they're like, right, let's just, because there's no fear of a counter attack.
No.
You know, and that's the problem. It's so shit at set pieces. It was so funny, right? Nuno, when they mentioned, they asked him about the set pieces, like, yo, I see your record is set pieces. He's like, oh my God, oh, this question again. Like, he literally out loud was like, oh, God, not again. Like, he's so tired about being asked about the set pieces, but just fucking fix them. To be fair, we've not been as bad at set pieces as we were under Potter. We're still not great, but fucking under Potter, it was every game. Like, it was terrible. So there's marginal improvements, but we could get better.
Yeah, we need to get better in a lot of positions and things we do. We do a lot of things wrong, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see what team he starts. I think if he starts that game with Souček and Irving, I don't think we need to sitting in the stadium. I think everyone are fucking right on the pitch.
Mate, honestly, I'm not there Sunday, right? Because I've got my kids. But if I honestly mean that, this sound on art. If I was there sitting at that stadium and I see them two walk out to play centre midfield, I'll pack up my stuff and I'll walk out the door.
Well, yeah, but Scott, the team sheet comes out an hour before, so you wouldn't even have to go.
I'm saying, honestly, I would not sit there and watch a team again with them two in. And if I see that team, I won't even bother turning the telly on.
Well, get into the comments, actually. Irving's agrees. He says it's a fast train from Romford to Stratford. We'll get to the ground bang on kickoff. If I see the same nonsense lineup, I won't be bothering. And I completely understand the sentiment. Although I would say go to the sit-in afterwards, because then you get a chance to actually make your voices heard. That listen, the shit we're being served up, because it all goes back to one man anyway. I know Nuno has to take accountability for the lineups, but who employed him? Why are we in this situation? Why have we got this shit squad? Why are we in a relegation battle? It's Sullivan. So I would say go. Nick Tucker was on, great video with him last night, and get involved in that. You know, and at the very least, you go out and have a beer. Fuck whatever they're doing on the pitch. It day out, get together with some real West Ham fans and sing some Anti-Sullivan songs. Some other questions. Dan Ryan Scott, would you take Xerxes and Mainu on loan in January? Mainu, yes. Xerxes on loan? Yeah, on loan, yeah. I'd take them both on loan. I don't rate Xerxes, but if there's no other options,
This is now the thing you're talking about. If there's no other options, you're going for 2 Man United rejects.
No, Mainu, I think is a decent. I think he'd be good in our midfield.
Mainu would fit into our squad. I think into our starting 11. I like Mainu.
Yeah. Mainu, I'd take. Xerxes again. It depends on what else we need a striker. He's not my first choice, Xerxes, but I think Mainu, it could be just that boost we need. And listen, we're not going to be a prime destination for players. We're probably going to be in a relegation battle, so we're going to have to take what we can get.
And that's the thing. Is you're going to have to have a punt on someone. This is the problem. You're going to have to take a punt somewhere along the line, and it's not, like you said, it's not a first choice punt on either of them. But if that's all that's out there, then so be it.
Yeah. But they should try. They should try and get Mainu. I know we've got Steffi in there. He's a Man United fan. Steffi's often in here. Thought it was a Man United channel. That's a Steffi. But yeah, we'll get to some more comments in a minute. We've started, don't worry, we starlight. So even though we don't address them straight away, we do star some as we go that we can read out. We should read them all out. But yeah, let's bring in our guest for the time to come and talk. We got Ian from He13 Events. It didn't come up there. I had to change the layout. How's it going, Ian? Hope you're good, mate.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. All things considered, results and all that. But yeah, doing okay at the moment.
Oh, this is therapy. We come here and we moan and we rant about it, and you feel better for it.
Right. Well, I'm going to give you a stat then, because I was talking to Russ on the West Ham network today. So sorry to swear at you, boys, but my missus is a Dagenham and Redbridge supporter. I'm a West Ham fan. We attend as many games as we can. We've attended 69 games in 2025, and we've seen a grand total of 7 wins between us out of those 69 fixtures. But you know what? We're still smiling. So that's a real test of character right there, isn't it?
That really is.
6 of them were Dagenham wins, weren't they?
Mate, they've been atrocious. They have. Yeah. They've been horrendous.
Yeah. I mean, you always think there's someone a little worse off than you. Yeah. And Dagenham are not far away from it, to be fair. So
Dagenham are like the Timu West Ham, aren't they? Because they think they get their hopes up, right? They get these new owners in. Oh, we sign Andy Carroll, it's going to be rosy, and then they fucking lose it every day.
And they've seen us. You lot are protesting now. We're going to fucking protest as well. So it's like a little bit of If you think you lot can protest, we're going to do it as well. So it's
our little brothers. So yeah, mate, like that. But it's good to have. Obviously, listen, He13 Events. You got lots of events going on. You got an event coming up next week, right?
Yeah, special event next week, to be fair. So obviously you guys, and I was talking to Russ earlier on today, you're obviously great supporters of not only our events, but also the charity that we're associated to, which is DT38. So a lot of people obviously know the story of Dylan, and there has been, a couple of issues recently. So we do their golf day. They also normally have the boxing at York Hall. Sadly, the boxing cannot happen this year. Something has happened that's had to be cancelled, which is a real blow to the charity in terms of their amount of yearly income and revenue that they get. So Tracy decided to make myself a patron and a trustee this year, and obviously, which is very humbling, and we've raised them a decent figure. And Ryan, you guys was all at the Legends match that we had at Dagenham. I think that's the last game that both clubs won, probably. But but I think Dagenham even beat us that day, didn't they? I think Dagenham did win. But so we're trying to raise some money by you guys have probably seen it, but the screening of the life of Dylan. A lot of people haven't seen it, so when we do all our events, we try to do some awareness at halftime at every one of them. But also recently we've been doing like a show of hands of. It's been on TNT Sport. It's been on Premier League TV, I think. It's only a 55-minute documentary. Have all of you guys seen it? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
it.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You've not seen it yet, right? Next Friday, I've got an invite for you. Then, so at the Luminaire Cinema in Romford next week. Lumiere, Cinema in Romford on Friday night next week, 6:30. We're screening it in the cinema. Cinema is a charitable, community-based cinema. It's near Asda's and Mecca Bingo in Romford shopping precinct. It's not the View; it's the other one.
It's not, is it the one on the top floor?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, yes.
The one affectionately, everyone I know knows it as the £4 cinema.
That's it. So it is. It's so they then themselves are a charity. So they've become a charity. So we linked up with someone there, and they obviously want to get their name out there a little bit more. That they're open. That they are a charity cinema. So we're showing the screening there for some VIPs and some people who have bought tickets on Friday night, 6:00. The entire West Ham Academy are going there earlier on in the day, from the age groups of the under 9s to the under 18s. All the parents and all the coaches are all attending a screening there before our one as an educational thing for the academy, which I think is fantastic. Kenny Brown and me sorted that out, which is really great that we're going to have all those young apprentices and scholars from West Ham watching the story about a kid who was just like them, looking to embark on his football journey. It was cruelly and sadly taken away from him. A lot of people know the story. He was misdiagnosed with a cyst. Sam Allardyce gave him his debut, played one game for us, and fought a long, hard battle, but sadly lost it. And Tracy's mum obviously started the charity. Us as an events company, with the help of you guys and the fans, have helped to contribute 155 grand now in 5 years. We want to try and raise some more. They've really hit hard times with the boxing, losing the boxing, because it's taken a lot of the yearly income stream away. So it was, what can we do? We got permission from West Ham and the people who commissioned the film to show it, because believe it or not, you have to get their permission. We're hoping to raise, 5 grand. We've got 3 fantastic sponsors who have really dug deep, which is Next Generation, Highland Whiskey Clan, and Horizon Holidays. A guy called David Mould, who's been a fantastic supporter of the charities and the golf days, and he's really sponsored a lot of money. There's going to be other guys there who have supported the golf day for the last 5 years, because it's important. And we've got some ex-players coming as well, former players. Sorry, I don't like calling them ex-players, because to be fair, half of them would do a better fucking job now than the lot we've got. But that's a story for another day. But we've got Alan Kirbishley coming, who actually will be made an ambassador of the charity that evening. Jeff Pike, Paul Brush, Tony Cotty, who is an ambassador of the charity, Paul Konchesky. We're thinking Jimmy Walker's coming. Marlon Harewood has said yes. A few of them are checking their diaries. Regular supporters of the Golf Day: Brian Deere, Stuart Slater, Georgie Parish, Tony Gow. So they've not all confirmed yet, but we know there's at least 8 of them there. Sadly, Tony Carr can't make it. He's got other commitments that night. But, there's a VIP experience where you get to meet all those guys before for half an hour. Or there is standard tickets, like 10 quid. We've sold 175 tickets. Cinema holds 250. It would be fantastic if we could sell out. I know, it's tough times out there at the moment. There's a lot of things on. Money's a bit tight. We're going into the Christmas period. We're quite fortunate with our events that we're well supported. This one was thrown together fairly quickly because losing the boxing and trying to, to just get some funds to fill that black hole a little bit of what, as a charity, we were expecting or hoping for. So first of all, thank you to you guys for giving us the platform to advertise it to people who don't know about it. I said the same to Russ. Without you guys helping us with the platform, you do a lot with us. We've got something very interesting coming up as well. So there's a little teaser there that we're doing something very soon, very special. But that'll be out next week. But yeah, thanks to everyone who supports. If you can't be there on the night, we've got merchandise. We've got T-shirts that have got the film cover on it. If you can't be there, you'd like to purchase some merchandise, or if you'd like to come along, tickets I'm sure will be available on the night, because I say it does hold 250 people. The people who can't attend the boxing, we're trying to get them to come and watch the film, because it's important. It's important that the people who we rely upon every year at the boxing, at the golf, at the awareness game at West Ham, that they know the story about Dylan, and they know the work that's being done in the legacy that's continued, which is the charity. And there's always this misconception that charities are, really well supported. They get this bumper day at West Ham where there's 60,000 people, and it's really, really mind blowing how little money they take on Awareness Day. Because it's, scan the QR code a lot now, and a lot of people don't want to scan the QR code. Not so much bucket collections these days. But yeah, to anyone who can support, please do if you can. There is a QR code on the poster that just takes you to the charity page. If you want to book, then book through myself. The number is on all of our pages. And we just really, really like to get as many people down there next Friday. So yeah, come to the cinema for the night. They've the £4 cinema is really, really nice, to be honest with you. They've cleaned it right up. It's as I say, them themselves are a charity. West Ham fans running it as well, so it all keeps it in the community and everything. And yeah, if people can support us, then please do.
Nice. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. We got Roy here has done a donation here, $100 super chat. Shit news about the boxing event. It ain't much, but please see that this gets to the charity. We'll do that, Roy.
Yeah, we'll sort that out, Ian. We'll work out what that is in. That's US dollars, so yeah, we'll work out what
it's
that is.
15 grand in pound sterling. David Sullivan money.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been lucky enough to work alongside Ian over the last couple of years, and I know how hard him and his team work. His wife Amy as well. They work so hard for the DT38 Foundation. So yeah, we'll put all the links in the description, and we'll share it on our socials as well. So yeah, if anyone wants to come, I said £10 a ticket. Get down there, be a good, and it's a really good watch. And I think I'll make an appearance near the end. I'm in the changing room crying after not getting on the pitch. So well,
you did get on. I mean, Alan Kirby's there. I mean, he famously subbed the sub once. So
you know what? You know what broke my heart that day, Ian, right? When we was warming up, I pinged the ball and my calf went. My calf always goes, and I didn't want to say anything. So I thought to myself, I'm just going to sit it out as long as I can. I thought, even if I get 5 minutes, I'll be happy. And he put me on there with about 20 minutes to go. I thought, fuck this, I ain't going to make this. So I've done about 3 or 4 passes, and I just, when he put the thing up, I went to Elliot Waldo, and I'm getting off. I couldn't walk. But I'm just glad I got on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I mean, casually, I said to Elliot Wald, I mean, that's what that day was all about, is that you're looking at people. I mean, there was a kid who sat in front of me at Upton Park for years, and only a bad little player himself, to be fair. And when you look at those pictures, because in the documentary, like you say, there is quite a bit of footage from the charity football match where Tracy's raising awareness in the changing room, and really, it's surreal now, really, to look back on it, that we managed to get like 2,000 through the gate that day, Well, don't tell the tax man that, because I think it was 1,500 and something was the official attendance. But couple of thousand through the gate, looking around, and you got like David Martin, and then you've got the barman at the Bat and Ball, who he come on and at the end, and Jimmy Walker got lobbed twice, which was absolutely comedy gold, by the way.
Ian, I've got
Because
this photo. I've got a photo on my phone from the day, and it looks like a West Ham European qualifier for in the Toto Cup. But look, there's all of us sitting there. There's Ginge, there's me, there's Tony Carr looking at me, thinking there's a super sub.
And there's Dan, who I used to sit next to at Upton Park, literally between Ginge and someone else, which is like, that's what our events are about. That's what days like that are about. Is like, bringing people to. We're really lucky. I'm really lucky. I get great access to these guys, and fortunate enough to work with them. But they're just normal, great people. They really are, and. It's probably, we're digressing, but it's a little bit of what our club's really lacking and lost a little bit with the current setup. Is we've lost that connection between us and the team, and maybe I love looking at Mark Robson, Stevie Potts on that bench, and I just hope for the sake of people like that they can turn it around a little bit, because. West Ham's always been about the fans, and that leads back to events. It leads back to charity matches and things like that. Is that our fans are really a special group of people. They come together at times when they're needed the most. The Isle of Caton time when the fan base pulled together incredibly for matches and things like that. And don't get me wrong, we've asked a lot of the fans in terms of the 5 golf days we've done, and however many boxing days and charity football matches, but we like to also think that you get something for your money as well. So you get to meet these guys and you get to experience that, and I just for the sake of the charity, I really hope that people can turn out in their numbers next week. Your Friday night pint don't start until 8 o'clock, so we'll be done by 7:30. So all of you boys are fully expected to be there. It's a 55-minute documentary. We're planning to kick off at 6:30, 6 o'clock for the VIP people. If you've not seen it, I really urge you to come, because it's an important story. It's an important part about awareness, and I always say he was he might have been from Australia, but he was very much one of ours. He'd been at West Ham a long time, and West Ham did an awful lot for him when he passed as well, in terms of looking after the family, and look, there are a lot we can blame the current regime for, but they did do very well at that time with stuff that maybe didn't get publicised, but which is important to get out there as well. I'm not blowing smoke up their arse by no stretch of imagination. I can see Dan about to burst up there in that corner, to be honest.
Yeah, Ian, I know. Ian, I know. Obviously, you're going to shoot in a minute, but I think, how important your events are and the awareness it raises. Why don't you quickly just tell that story about that event? Was it the Canio night?
Yeah, the Canio night. So we done great night with obviously Paolo at Brentwood Centre. Mad as a box of frogs, as everyone knows, but great entertainment. But half time, every event, I don't care if it bores people or not. If Tracy's there, even if she ain't there now, to be fair, we try to do something DT 38. So half time awareness at the Canio night. Myself and Tracy went to the stage. We spoke about awareness. She brings her testicles up there with her as well, which is always a scary moment for myself. But yeah, she rocks her testicles out and starts feeling around them and all that goes with it, and tells people, go and get a check. The youngest has been however young, baby ages in months. The oldest has been like late 90s. Go and get a check. Don't feel that I'm okay we always say as guys we're okay. We don't need help or support or anything like that. So we had Lincoln in the League Cup a couple of days later, and I went to Lincoln, and a young lad come up to me and he said, "Oh, you done the Di Canio night?" I said, "Yes, right." He said, "I want to thank you. We had a really good..." I said, "Oh, right, okay. Did you have a good night?" And he went, "No, it wasn't really that at all." He went, "Yeah, we had a good night. We enjoyed it." He said, "But we was listening to the Australian woman talk about her son, and we thought it would be quite funny for a nurse to go and feel our balls. So they take themselves off for a check. Thought it'd be, bit of fun really to have their testicles, had a little play around with a nurse somewhere. Turns out one of them got diagnosed at 18 years of age. We reached out to try and find this kid. He didn't come back because Tracy could have obviously connected him with the right sort of support and people, but please God, that kid has made it because they caught it at the earliest possible stage, and he's, fingers crossed, now very fit and healthy and watching us get fucking beat every week. So, but without that awareness, that boy wouldn't have taken himself, even if it was a joke, with his mates down to get checked. He got checked. Sadly, he got diagnosed, but if he got diagnosed early enough that saved his life, if we've just done that, then we've done our job without other bits of awareness and money and everything that goes with charitable stuff. So it was a real bittersweet moment in terms of rewarding that someone's actually gone and got themselves checked, found a problem, and then please God has come through the other side of it. Whereas they wouldn't have probably have done that. So certainly probably the age of 18. So yeah, really important, get checked. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling your balls most evenings. So
I'll tell you what, Ian, you got to watch this back tomorrow when you started that story. You got to watch Dan's face when you said Tracy whipped her testicles out on stage.
Yeah. 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 Have you never seen that, Dan? You've never seen her do that?
Ones.
No.
No.
Yeah, she's got rubber. I should have alluded to that, but she has got a set of rubber. She hasn't actually, she doesn't rock out a real set of testicles, but she's got this rubber set of testicles which have got tumours in them, and it's how you feel them. She's educated in the academy. She goes around to construction companies and things like that. She's open to anything about awareness because when you hear her talk, obviously she lost her son, and her dad Jim as well, who's featured strongly in the documentary. Great bloke, Jim, really lovely guy. And we're going to work in Australia next year, which we're really happy about because it's really sunny there, and I want to go to Australia. But we're going to Perth, and it just so happens, pure coincidentally, that the Dylan Tombides Australian Golf Day is on whilst I'm in Perth, and it's the only day I've got off out there. And so I should be attending the DT38 Day in Australia after organising the UK one for the last 5 years. So if that wasn't fate, then I'm amazed, because my only day off, I will be in Perth playing golf in the Australian DT38 Golf Day, which I'm really, really chuffed about.
You deserve it, mate.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Enjoy it, mate. And good work. Yeah, good work, mate. Good work. So yeah, hopefully we can. We'll see everyone there Friday. Hopefully everyone can go get tickets. Like I said, we'll put all the links in to the event on Friday. Get down there, pack out the cinema, and just get together with some like-minded West Ham fans. We all go over to that stadium and we're surrounded by tourists and non-West Ham fans and all of that. These events are such a good opportunity. Obviously, it's for a serious cause, but to get together with other like-minded West Ham fans. So Yeah.
And there's beer as well. So a lot of people are asking me that question. So
Okay.
yes, the cinema are stocking lots and lots of beer that night. So because people naturally think, oh, cinema, I probably can't. All I can get is popcorn and Coke. I might as well go to London Stadium for that. So
Not Lost Lager, is it? It's not Lost Lager, is it, Ian?
no, it's not shitty. It's not the old crap they're serving up over there either. We're going to make sure we got either a bit of Heineken, Madri, even a Peroni, something like that. But I can't drop the name of what we don't want to be drinking over
Yeah,
there.
I was going to say that leads into our night next Thursday at the Brewdog.
Yeah. I weren't going to say it, but you know,
They know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Nah,
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, the beer's shit over there as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? Just what a season.
there we Yeah, that's West Ham all over. Listen, Ian, honestly, really appreciate you jumping on and telling them stories, and I think it's really good for our audience as well to hear some of that stuff. And hopefully everyone will support you, and thank you to Roy as well for that donation. We'll definitely.
Thanks very much. I mean, you never get to be amazed by what people will go to. At our golf day, honestly, there is we had a shirt from the football match, which a guy, Dylan hadn't worn it. It was just Tom Beattie's 38 on the back. It was the one we used in all the adverts in the tunnel, and we said, would anyone like to give us £100 for it? So a bloke just put his hand up. He went bang, £2,000. And it was just like, it's just the sentiment of stuff like that is just amazing. Goes a long way. And I always say, we always think we are the best fans. I will always say we are the best fans because I'm yet to meet a bunch of fans quite like us. Listen, we love a moan. Don't get me wrong, especially you, Dan. You can have fucking moan, can't you? But
I enjoy it.
but we all love a good moan, don't we? To be fair, that's why we're the hardest bunch to please, aren't we? But look, as I say, thank you, boys, for giving us the platform to help share that and hopefully get a few more people there than what would have been there. Even as I said, if you can't make it, if you'd like to purchase a T-shirt, you're doing your bit or something like that, and hopefully maybe you could do the Friday night pint from there next week if you want. We'll find you a little space. You can go and watch the film, and then you can do live from the Lumiere, and then you can go to Mecca Bingos afterwards and really have a proper bumper evening.
I'll bring my dabber. Over. Brilliant. Well, listen,
thanks a lot, guys.
Ian, thanks for coming on, and we'll speak soon, mate.
Cheers, boys. Keep up the good work. Thanks a lot. See you later.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, good stuff. No, thanks for you. So hopefully everyone can go and support. And it was nice to have a little bit of a break from how shit we are and talk about something important. So I'll get through some of the other comments that I'd started before, but I've also forgot to thank Sharky, by the way, for gifting a membership. I don't know who received that gift, but whoever did. Thanks to Sharky for that. I appreciate you, mate. I think that's the first ever gifted membership on the channel. So there you go. Sharky's made history on West Ham Fan TV. Old Philip Del Macaulay, one of our legends on the membership, speaking of, says, don't know why he can't start Potts and Fernandez together. Hopefully he does that on Sunday. We'll find out if he can't. But it's a good point. Why not?
Why not? Why not? It seems to be the only midfield partnership we can't seem to start for some reason.
Yeah, they played well together, when they came on against Leeds. So Paulie Houston says, good news, Kante and Fearon signed extensions to their contracts. I'd bring them into the squad. Me too, mate. Honestly, with the crap we've got to pick from hungry young players, get them in the squads. KG says, "Hi guys, I'm here. I made it." Because he's always afterwards. He's like, "Oh, I was at futsal or something." He's playing football. So, KG regular in the chat. Glad to have you here, mate. Glad you could make it. Sharky says, "Can we not play two up front? Perhaps Marshall and Wilson." I was saying to you on the phone the other night, Scott. I think they'd be a good partnership. The pace and the precision.
Yep.
What do you think, Ryan?
Experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare that you get two strikers up top together now, isn't it? But it's who do you drop out the team? It's who has to sacrifice, who has to suffer. Have we got enough to? I mean, for me, if you're going to play them two up front, then I think Somerville would probably be the one to maybe have to drop to the bench because he wouldn't be able to play in the centre. And, Lucas Paqueta is good in that position when he plays more central, and Bowen obviously out on the right. But, I don't know. It could work.
I think if you're chasing the game, right, like what he did, because who did he bring off? He brought off Somerville against Leeds, and he brought on... Who did he bring on to get in place of Somerville? He sort of changed the formation a bit, and I think put Fernandez on. I think he put Fernandez on. Obviously, he scored the goal. But if you need to take Somerville off because he's run himself ragged, that's the time maybe to chuck on Marshall and put him with and just throw the kitchen sink and go a little bit direct.
The thing is that you've got to balance. We need to balance it right. There's no reason why we can't start with a two up top. No reason whatsoever. This is the thing. Desperate times, desperate measures, and this is what I was saying about coming up with your own style, your own thing, putting your own stamp on things, and not just playing the same way that every other team seems to want to play in the Premier League. This is the thing. He took Somerville off and brought Magassa on, Dan. I'll just check.
It was Magassa. That was it. Yeah, he could have brought Marshall on.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and this is what I turned around and said to you right at the very first game when we were drawing 1-1 with Everton with 15 minutes to go, and he went for the point. We were on top. Wilson sitting on the bench, an experienced centre forward that against his Nottingham Forest side, coming on late in the game, ripped him a new one. And he played it safe. And that, for me, was his first downfall because he should have got Wilson on the pitch at that time. He got Wilson on the pitch at that time, Wilson would have scored, we would have won that game.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. You can play Paquetá in the midfield too. So long as you put the right person beside him. So you can start Somerville on the left, you can start Bowen on the right and have a Paquetá with someone else in there that's got legs, that's going to do a lot of work. Because Paquetá's done it before. He's played centre midfield for Lyon. He's played a bit deeper for Lyon when he was there. He's done Scott.
I agree with that, but listen, if he got dropped, it wouldn't surprise me. He hasn't been great, has he? Let's be honest.
No,
he's there's been a lot. To be fair, a lot of them haven't been great. So that any one of them could be dropped. To be honest, but I agree. I always like seeing Paqueta more central, whether it's in that centre mid two where he's played before or a bit further forward. I think when he's got space on the pitch, we know what he can do. But at the moment, he's very frustrated. He's a frustrated figure in that team because you see it against Leeds on Friday night last week. But me, you kept sending voice notes every 2 minutes with your frustration in the group chat.
We was playing them on the watch along. Everyone was looking forward to Scott's take. Oh, we got Scott's take again. It's Scott's take.
I turned the commentary off on the telly and was just playing Scott's voice notes. But, look, when Lucas is on form, we know he can be a great player, but he's frustrated at the moment because, as I was just about to say, when you see him last week when he's got the ball and he's keeping hold of it and he's looking round and there's no one there. No one wants the ball. They're frightened to take the ball.
Yeah.
And
this is the thing, though, right? When you look back at that game, against Leeds, there's players hiding. There's players hiding. Professional football players hiding.
A lot of players go hiding when things ain't going right. That's what I'm saying. This is where we lack leaders and winners. We're just got a team at the moment, as you say, people want to go missing. They go hiding. You can't you're not going to stay in the Premier League if you go missing.
No. And you've also, the other thing as well is you've got players playing in the same hold, moving into the same positions where you've not got no balance. This is the big problem. Paquetá gets a lot of criticism because he tries things that he shouldn't really try. But he also tries things where we haven't got the players with the intelligence to pull it off. You know, he looks to go forward. He wants to go forward. We've got so many negative-minded managers that have installed this negative mindset. A player like him wants to pick the ball up and go forward. There's no one to pass to. And this alludes to not having a striker. You don't have a striker. A striker's not making them runs. What you meant to do as an attacking midfielder? Yeah, he's not the type of player to pick up the ball and go on the charge like Bowen does or like Somerville does. He wants to play the passes. He wants to get people in behind. If no one moves or there's no runners, he's pointless. And this is the problem. This is where you've got to get the balance correct.
I think this lineup on Sunday is going to be one of, if not the most anticipated lineup in West Ham history in my life. Like I've never seen where we're going to be fucking so waiting for that lineup to see what the hell he does. It's going to be very highly anticipated, and we'll see the reaction to it. Steve Roberts says Magassa can play centre back. Play him there instead of Jean-Claire Todibo. That's an option. Like I said, these players, I think you can't keep going on the pitch and being a lazy bastard and just start week in, week out. There has to be consequences. People are putting on our shirt, them too, and they're just stealing a living right now. And they get to start every week.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This is where it all falls back again to allowing Alvarez to leave the football club. You know, a player that can play an holding midfield role, a player that can step in at centre back. You know, if we had still had hold of him when we lost the Gerd, we didn't need to go and sign another centre back. We could have just put him in that position.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. We forget that we started the season with Aguirre, didn't we? Like, and you know, they're not good enough for us, but then they go on and they're doing better now. And there's got to be obviously something wrong at the club. I know obviously it was a different manager at the time, so it was Potter in charge. But you look back and think, if we did keep hold of Alvarez and we did keep hold of Aguirre and we'd have had Nuno in charge, would it have been different? You know, it's easy to say that, but I said it on post-match Pint Scott as well about James Ward-Prowse. I mean, I know he didn't start the season great, but if he can't be getting anywhere, not even in the squad when Irving and Souček are starting, you know, it's bad, isn't it? You know, and look, I do like James Ward-Prowse, and I know he hasn't been great this season, but he can't be any worse than especially Irving.
Listen,
let's be honest.
Listen, this is the thing that bugs me, right? It really, really does, because he's literally booted him out of the squad completely, right? I don't like you, get lost, right? But then said a midfield pairing of Souček and Irvine is better than having James Ward-Prowse. Yes, we know James Ward-Prowse ain't got the legs anymore. Irvine's never had the legs. And Souček's one of the slowest players in the Premier League, and I like Souček.
I mean, look, I'm not. I've made it very clear.
Go on.
I've made it very clear my point with Irving. I've never taken to him. I think he had one half good game against Chelsea, and everyone just sort of jumped on it because we was that shit at the time, and he stood out. He's not a Premier League player. I don't even think he's a Championship player. You know, shows out.
He's a Scottish Prem player. That's where he needs.
I don't even think he's that Scott. I watched him last week, and I was watching him trying to run. Well, saying that, he did get called up to the Scottish national team, so it shows how poor they are.
Yeah. Listen, I feel bad, right, for literally slating the guy, but he's just not. He's not Prem quality. And
I'm not slating him as a person, because I've heard some good stories about him, how he treats fans at the training ground and things like that. And I'm sure he's a really lovely person. But we're not here to talk about his personality. We're talking about his ability to play football and improve our team. And he's not good enough. And that is just it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I was ready for Dan to say, because Ryan Archer says so then.
Give all the wish Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Gilberg, as some people have put in the chat. Fucking Gilberg. Listen, well, at least I've gone from being fat bastard to Gilberg, so my weight loss is working. Irons TV, aka Red 5, says my man Amarim looking good. It's clicking for him, you know. Obviously, this is someone that we were looking at, and I think a lot of fans were like, "Thank God we didn't get him." And his stubbornness seems to have paid off. And it's still early doors.
3 weeks ago they're talking about United, maybe in a relegation battle. Now they're sitting, where are they? 4th in the league, 5th in the
I think
league.
so. Yeah.
Fucking crazy. It's how quick it can change. You go on a little run, you can pull away and then move up the league. But at the moment, I'll be honest, I don't know where the points are going to come from. I'm hoping they're going to start on Sunday, but we've got a very poor record against Newcastle at the London Stadium. So it's going to be difficult.
We've got a poor record at the London Stadium. That's the problem with it, full stop. So the UA can cut it all.
I think we've only won 1 in 8 against them or something like that at the London Stadium. Or 2, something like that, 2 games. It's not great.
This is the thing. Like all I can hold out hope for is that last season when we had Lopetegui, we have feeling this same way. Oh God, we're going to fucking St James's Park. They're flying. We got no chance, and I think we put 3 past them. I think, if I remember rightly. That's the only hope, and it's not based on anything like logical or tactical. It's just
was that the game? Was that the game though where we lost 4-3 when we was 3-1 up?
No, that was. I think that was that was under. Was that under Moyes? That was under Moyes. That one. Last season was when we beat them at St James's Park. I think. We actually we remember we was losing each week, and we was like, and for somehow we pulled out this amazing performance out of our arse.
Yeah, didn't they absolutely batter us and couldn't score? And then had a goal. Isaac had a goal. Isaac had a goal disallowed really early on.
Oh yeah, that was that was when they done fucking National Isaac Day, wasn't it? And they made it all about him. We couldn't fucking and we beat them. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. I should remember them because we've had so many. We haven't won that many games. You should remember all the wins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably count them on one hand, and I'd only have to use 3 fingers.
God. You know what? Gaza come in, right? I thought, oh, this is a bit of positive trivia. And then I read the full thing, and he goes, Newcastle have not won away this season yet, but nor did Brentford before we played them. There you go. West Ham. West Ham. That's it, isn't it? Like, hell, man. It's bleak. So it's going to be like, if we win, it's going to feel amazing because we're not expecting it. It's going to feel brilliant. Richard has got a lot of wishful thinking. Dan, Ryan, and Scott, we need to get Strand Larson from Wolves. Pure striker. Don't make it so hard. Yeah, mate, surely there's no chance. I mean, he was linked with Newcastle, I think. He banged a goal against us, didn't he, in the cup? But that would just be like them.
He's out of our price range. He's out of our.
Yeah.
Then again, why would he want to leave one relegation battle to join another relegation battle?
Yeah.
And there'll be bigger clubs after him. So yeah.
It's
definitely. And for them to sell him in January, that'd be suicide.
But for us to get someone like that is going to be very, very, very difficult.
Yeah,
we're not that an attractive prospect. This is the problem. And this is where it is. It's going to be someone looking to reignite their career, someone who's willing to take a punt for 6 months that may benefit us. And this is what worries me. It really does, especially if we're out of touching distance by January. I fear for us, mate. I really do.
Yeah.
We could be out of touching distance by the end of November, Scott.
It's true. We lose that Burnley game, mate. That's done, mate. You're done. You're finished.
We need minimum 4 points out of the next 2 games. If we can get that, then I think there's a bit of heart and fight in this team. If we come out of there with no points, you might as well just give up.
Yeah,
might as well give up.
We need to, whatever happens, whatever way around it is, we have to beat Burnley, because even if we draw, I mean, it's better than losing, obviously, and them gaining the points on us. But we need to try and close the gap.
Yep.
And that keeps the gap the same. But we really want to be trying to close it, because we're not going to get many opportunities to win and close the gap in future. No. So if we beat them,
this is a big month. Big month. Tough game.
I think the last time we started this bad was, and I think was the Great Escape season. We was on 5 points at this stage of the season. We're on 4 now.
Yeah.
And you look at the difference between that squad and this squad.
That's it.
You had
That's the thing.
you had
got a
leaders
escape.
and fighters in that team.
Yeah, we ain't got that in this team at all. Yeah, to be honest with you. Look, shout out to Umbro and Esther. He's upset now because you've been knocking his boy, the West Ham are a mid-table SPL side.
Mate,
He's
Put us in
probably
the
right.
SPL, we'd win that league easily, even as bad as
No,
we are now.
we probably wouldn't.
yeah,
No, I'm only
like, yeah,
joking, Irvine. Irvine's a lovely bloke.
yeah. No, he does seem like a lovely lad, but he should not be starting for West Ham. And even if you're his biggest fan, we can all agree that he just shouldn't. There's an interesting little thing here. Old Sean posted about if we get relegated, the rent dropping, and it will go down to 1.25 million, the rent. So the LODC and that and London Stadium and whoever it is, they've got to be shitting themselves because that's going to cost the taxpayer. Like it's going to go down to it's going to cost like 1.2 mil, 1.25 mil a year for us to be in the championship. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's peanuts to the taxpayer, mate. As a taxpayer, we wasted a hell of a lot of money on so much other stuff. That's peanuts.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but for them,
Well, send me some of them peanuts, Scott.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's like at the end of the day, they signed up to that deal. That's all I can say. Tough shit.
Yeah. For them, they're going to be shitting themselves because they've been trying to claw money back. They've been trying to make more. Now they're going to be more in the red. Yeah, absolutely mental that deal that they've done. So yeah, like for them, it just goes to show you, innit? Like there was all the optimism, there was no imagination that we would be relegated, and now it's a very, very real.
I'll tell you something. Whoever allowed that to go in that part of the deal really needs their heads reading. They obviously didn't know a lot about West Ham and how bad we can actually be.
Yeah. Watch Arsenal get beaten by Burnley. You could just see it. Could you imagine? You'd just be, mate. Like I said, this is a big. Could relegation help us own the stadium? I mean, it puts more strain financially on the owners of the stadium, right? So I would say it would help. I'm not going to say it means that it's likely, but it would help. We've got more chance of owning it, the more of a financial strain it comes on the owners, I believe.
The only way we own that stadium is if we actually go out and buy it, or there's a change in the regime. And I don't mean West Ham's regime. I mean London's regime. You're not going to get that stadium handed over to West Ham or given to West Ham on the cheap with the person that's in charge now.
Well, no. Well, the thing is, Scott, and I don't know if he was on when we talk about this, but the big issue is you've got the mayor is on one party, right? Yeah. Karen Brady is part of the opposing party. So they're politically opposed, right? There's a clash there. So he doesn't want to concede to her. She don't want to concede to him because they're the enemy. Now, a new owner comes in who's not politically affiliated or maybe more swayed to him. Then there's a chance that maybe that could happen. But all of a sudden, you've got Baroness Brady, and he's going to sit there and go, right, yeah, there's a stadium for you, Baroness. You've got one up over on me. I think there's more chance if they're gone for him to, if he's still in charge, for him to go, do you know what? I can be the hero.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But the problem is, mate, is as per everything that goes on with certain people within the government and stuff like that, instead of doing what's best for the people they work for, they do what's best to stick one up the opposition. And this is the big issue we got. At the end of the day, that deal was a shit deal. As if you take your West Ham hat off and put your taxpayer and our families all live in London and pay higher council tax because of that stadium and the Olympics that was here in 2012, the deal was never good. even then, it's great for us as a football club. Well, no, it wasn't great for us for a football club. It was great for the owners of the football club, not
Yeah, definitely
fan.
weren't great for us.
No, exactly. And that's what it is. It's not, at the end of the day, we know how much money that stadium loses. As a taxpayer, it should be given over to West Ham to get that. Selling it to West Ham for 100 million or something like that, yeah, makes sense because it ain't a loss. We're not losing millions and millions of pounds, but they won't do it. That's what they won't do it. It'll happen eventually, but it's not going to happen for a long time.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Let's hope it sooner rather than bloody later. But like I said, nothing's set in stone.
No, of course not.
So we don't know. Like he could fucking go, or they could go. So we'll see. But fingers crossed, because it's painful at the moment. We want to say big thank you to our sponsor, OK Jerseys. That's where this is from. You think I gave them my money, mate? No chance. No chance. OK Jerseys. Whatever. I know we got some non-West Ham. They've got that. So Steffi, Man United, all the other fans we usually have Wolves watching, Evertonians. You go get your shirts. We've got classics as well, the retro stuff. Someone acute, right? It was like, I got that fucking away shirt, the blue one, right? Sunday. I think I wore it on 3 videos, and someone commented like, "Oh, he fucking wears that all the time, didn't he?" It's like, all right, mate. I didn't put it on when we stream, and he's like, "Fucking hell, do you wear anything else?" It's like, all right, mate. So I made sure I put this one on today. I've also got the Larry Japan top. You ain't seen that, the anime one. So yeah, go and do that. 15 quid shirts. If you use the 8 discount code Nicky, you get 8% off of that even. So cheap. Get him in time for Christmas. Rich got some kids shirts. He said they're quality.
There you go.
So yeah, honestly, Daniel kit's boring. Where's the jazzy kits at? I thought I'll give it a brand. I was hurting people's eyes. I'll give it a break. I'm going to get some more jazzy kits. But yeah, also order in time for Christmas because it's some shipping. So it's going to take like probably 9 days. It depends where you are in the world. So do go and make sure you give yourself plenty of time if you're trying to buy them for Christmas. Order one and it's on its way. They are good quality. They are. They are. They're very
too
good. Too good.
Yeah.
To be honest,
that's the only thing. Lose that patch. But no, they're really nice. I'm still waiting to get my other one. I think I can get mine off of you when I see you Monday.
Yeah. The Iron Maiden one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott loves them Iron Maiden shirts.
You know what? I got that Barcelona retro one, didn't I, from the 90s? And I wish I might even order it. I wish I'd have got it a size bigger because it fits nice.
Yeah.
But
I wanted it a retro look. I wanted it just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
It fits like a normal shirt that I wear, but I just wanted that retro look. So I might order the next size up just for that, and then I'll give the other one away if anyone wants a Barcelona retro 90s shirt.
There'll be someone out there, mate.
Jazzy blue one.
Geordie Toon, they do have some Newcastle strips, some of the classic fucking 90s Newcastle brown ale. I bet they've got the old new. That's proper sponsors we had in the 90s. Your Dagenham Motors, Newcastle brown ale, Carlsberg, Sharp, Sega. You know what I mean?
Who was Chelsea's one? Coors, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it Coors? You had Spurs. Did they have Holston? Did they have tenants? Holston Pills.
Yeah.
Holston Pills, yeah. Get that back. I think with the betting companies not being able to sponsor football shirts anymore, next season, hopefully we get to see them cool fucking sponsors. It's not all stock trading or whatever the fucking.
Cool, yeah. I remember that Dreamcast as a sponsor.
Yeah, Dreamcast. Yeah, I hate Arsenal, but they had Sega, and then when the Dreamcast came out, they had Dreamcast.
Mark says there, Commodore Chelsea. I remember that one on their kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, JVC. Yeah, they had. Bring back alcohol sponsors. Yeah,
Doc Martens. That was thing. Chris says there, Doc Martens on the field.
Yeah, Dr. Martens.
That was decent.
yeah, Dr. Martens was like proper sponsors. You know what I mean? Like quality stuff. So go and
there's people out there now, right? I don't even know what Commodore is.
yeah. I mean but Commodore must have been, that's got to be an 80s shirt sponsor then, isn't it?
It might have been, yeah. It might have been, but yeah, that's a mad one.
Yeah, because that's so all of these shirts that we're talking about, if you collect them, they've go and get them on OK Jerseys. Code Nicky, 8% off. Thank you to HR. Is it HR Izzle or is it H Rizzle or is it Harizzle? I'm gonna say HR Izzle, right? Because you capitalize the H and R, and the Izzle is lowercase. 999 super chat. Thank you very much, mate. Hypothetical question: if the owners brought in a proper structure like a CEO, sporting director, a bit like what Man United and have done in Brighton, would you be happy for the owners to stay? No. That's positive, but you can't, as long as he's in the top, it's always going to be shit. It doesn't matter. Like, he's holding the purse strings, he's in charge. You got to trust that he's going to hire the right people, the right CEO, the right sporting director. He got Stuyton in and gave him 2 transfer windows and got rid of him. Like,
and kept
so
one arm tied behind his back the whole time.
Yeah. And again, I will never forgive him for what he's done with the stadium and ripping us from Upton Park, giving us this shithole. So there's nothing he can do that would make me want him to stay. I don't know about. I'm not speaking for you guys,
Yeah,
but that's just.
I think we're all pretty much the same. I mean, if that question would have been 5 years ago, it might have been a different answer. But it's the way it's been going over the last few years, and I just think his time's done there at the football club. And look, I personally don't think he's going to sell. But the more pressure that gets put on him, it could force him to. So you never know.
It's more likely to sell if we put the pressure on than not put the pressure on. That's for sure. So
the biggest thing is I don't trust that guy to sell it to the right person.
Yeah, but that's the worry. Yeah, but the thing is, Scott, he will sell it to. He doesn't get to choose who he sells it to. He has to choose who wants to buy it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so if he wants to sell it to someone shit, he has to hope someone shit wants to buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And in the club and in the Premier League here now, they do the checks that they didn't do back in the day. Like, not anyone could just rock up and buy a Premier League football club in 2025. The Newcastle owners had to jump through a load of hoops, and it took time. So, yeah. Our next sponsor should say your mum on it. That would piss off the opposition. I would be laughing if I see someone with your mum on the shirt. I'd actually I'd fucking laugh more than get angry. But if someone's a millionaire, like whatever, and wants to sponsor West Ham, or a billionaire and sponsor the front of our shirts, get your mum on it. Do it. I would love to see it, Meister. So, but yeah. So listen, lads, another great show. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to touch on.
I think we should just end it with maybe predictions for the game.
Yeah, predictions.
You know what? I'm gonna. If he starts with the right team, he starts with a team that I think he should. I think a 1-1 draw. I think Newcastle are going to be tough. They've won 4 out of their last 5 in all competitions, and they're a difficult team. So I'll go 1-1 if he starts the right team. If he starts the Souček and Irving, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. I don't know. It will be embarrassing.
Yeah.
So,
Scott, what are you saying,
mate?
He's going to take mine.
I can't see it. I just can't see anything but a loss. Really, really can't. Like you said, they've lost 1 of the last 6.
What if he does start the team that we want him to see, though? Do you think that maybe there'll be enough in there to give Newcastle a game?
I think if he starts the right team, we'll definitely give Newcastle a game. I can't, it's not. It's not there. Look, they're not brilliant. That's the thing. They're not brilliant. They're going to be more dominant in the air. It worries me at set pieces.
The midfield battle. Their midfield is probably one of the best.
That's the problem. We just don't have. if he starts the right people, we've got a chance. He has to start. The starting 11 is key. He has to start it, and we have to sit there. We have to sit there, and we need a striker on the pitch. We've got to start with a striker, and the midfielder's got to be on point, because if not, it's nothing but a beating.
Okay,
but
so
I also can't see it, so I'm going to say a 2-1 loss.
okay. So I did a preview on Loaded Mag yesterday, and I'll stick with that. I said 3-1. Even if he plays the best possible team, we still have the Chuckle Brothers in defence. You know, he's going to start them. Absolute clowns. I don't expect hardly anything of him. Listen, I'm gonna throw shit at them for them to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Because
Yeah,
tell you do.
Our back line do play football like that, don't they? To me, to you, to me, to you.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only one of them now, so it's just to me, to me, to me, not to you, to you, to you.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, R.I.P. Paul Chuckle, Barry Chuckle. Sorry, Paul's still alive, still with us.
Just killed the wrong one off.
I don't want to kill Paul off. Barry.
Paul's a good DJ, you know. He does.
Yeah,
good DJ
I've seen the clip. I've seen the clips.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I just think that it's clicking for them. They've got a bit too much. Walton Maid, I believe is it Walton Maid? He's looking decent. They've got a proper striker. That's their striker they signed. You know, so he's not an Isak like replacement, but he's looking good. The midfield, unbelievable. They work for their manager.
Yeah,
that is the thing. Our team don't work. They don't fight. They don't put an effort in. Like Eddie Howe has that team working their asses off, and they will outwork us. And
the thing is as well, Dan, you look at Joe Linton. How Joe Linton works in their midfield.
Yeah.
I love that
clip of him snapping that fucking kudos, mate.
Yeah. It's that's the thing. He literally works as hard as our entire midfield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
Said, Nuno said Mav on the grass. I think Nuno's been smoking the grass by his team selections the last few fucking weeks. But yeah, I did see that in his press conference that he said Fulkrug as well is but that's not even like someone who look forward to coming back, is it?
No.
Yeah,
no, that's it.
George Urphy come in, play for the under 23s or under 21s.
Yeah, the under 23s were very impressive the other night. Swindon, I think they played. Fearon and Kante in midfield, got rave reviews about them. So, yeah.
I said scored. So that's another option out on the left as well.
I mean, I think, and with Sunday, I think the only sort of positive I think I can really go into it is they did play yesterday.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday or Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday in the Carabao Cup.
They played Wednesday against Spurs, which they beat them. So maybe because some like Jolene, a few of their players, I know they changed it a bit, but some of their starters did play. So hopefully we've had now since Friday, so we've had the extra rest. So there's no excuse for our players not to be outrunning them and outworking them, because we've had more of a break than they have, and they've only had a few days. We've had like 8 days. So that's what I want to see.
We didn't run about a lot against Leeds, did we? Well,
no, we didn't. They didn't tire themselves out. So
exactly.
we should have all the energy. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see. Like home, yeah, it's honestly it's worse than being away. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't love it, but I do love it. I love going into games being like this, pessimistic, because I feel comfortable. Like, because when I go into games expecting a win, it makes me nervous. I like going into games expecting a loss, because if we lose, it's like, okay, I expected it. If we win, it feels so good when you're expecting a loss when you win. They made 8 changes on Wednesday. Some of your starters did come off the bench though, right? So, but yeah, again, no excuse. We still had the extra rest and they've had to go there. So at least they beat Spurs. So we'll see. I will be here for the watch along with Jace. So do come and check that out. That's going to be 1 not to miss. And maybe we'll get some Scotty's takes coming in. I tell you what, Scott, if he plays that lineup, you got to send a voice note, mate. We got to hear that. That's gonna be. I might not be able to wear it. I might not be able to wear it. So brilliant. Thank you all for it. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. I know it's a YouTube thing to ask it, but it helps us. And you know, I don't do the usual thing when they ask it at the front. We give you some value. And now look, if you liked the video, if you like the stream, then just hit the like. It's free and it helps us out. So brilliant. And we'll be back. Maybe do a video tomorrow, put something up. But Sunday, watch along, instant match reaction. If Scott's about, he did remind me that he would like if he's about, he'll come on. So we might have Scott, depending on his situation. But me and Ryan at very least, and maybe Scott instant match reaction. Nikki will do the fan cams, maybe inside the stadium because it is the sit-in. It is the sit-in. So do go to that. Red 5 says, not coming for the sit-in, Dan. Well, as much as they tried to force a ticket on me, apparently I haven't paid for that ticket. You see that when I bought the ticket to boycott the Brentford game, and it said, right, you're going to Brentford. And it was like, then I got a text message later on saying, you've got your ticket for Newcastle. And I went, what? Like, I didn't buy no ticket for Newcastle. So they did try to force me into it, but I'll be here doing the watch along. But do go, and like I said, Nikki will be there. I think he'll try and maybe do some fan cams in there, capture some of it, but he'll be outside as well doing fan cams. So get them, and then PMP on the Monday. You know the routine. So yeah, listen, have a great weekend. At least West Ham's not playing tonight to ruin it for us. So let's forget that they're playing Sunday, and we'll enjoy it.
And tomorrow, they're not playing tomorrow, so they can't ruin your Saturday.
Exactly. So enjoy yourselves. We love you all. Thank you for watching. One thing left to say. Come on, you
Come on,
Irons.
you irons.
Come on, you irons.